Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
Rolling, 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 we ain't slept in weeks. Footy, footy, fetty, we ain't scored in weeks. Footy, footy, fetish, we ain't scored in weeks. Footy, footy, fetish, we ain't scored in weeks.
Oh, shit.
Pop the champagne, baby. It's back. It's Footy Fetish coming live at you with some Cuddy. Give a Cuddy a little shout out there. Let that beat go a little bit.
All right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's right. That's my Cuddy impression.
God, I love it.
Love that beat. Hitting hard in the club. So welcome back to the Footy Fetish Show, ladies and gentlemen. Where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. And sometimes it's Kid Cuddy. Today it's Kid Cuddy. And we got a special one for you, folks. Ocho, before we introduce our guest here.
Yeah! Back on them. Look at Mike Daddy. What's up, Mike Daddy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just trying to let my freak flag fly, as my friend Jimi Hendrix likes to say. Just trying to fly it long and fly it hard, you know what I mean? Fly it high. Fly it. Anyway, what we got on the docket today, dude? First of all, what you been up to? Shit.
Today was another day of coaching.
Yeah.
Actually, this was really cool.
Yeah, please.
So, I was with the 2013s and 2012s. So they were born in 2012 and 2013. Man. 9 years old.
Old as fuck.
I was filling in for another coach. They took the best 2013s and faced them against the 2012s. We didn't have enough 2012s, so I offered to play goalkeeper, and then we played down a man. These fucking kids were destroying me in the goal. I was embarrassed. Like, I was working to not get – and I made a bet with the 2012s. I said, all right, here's what's going to happen. They're like, Coach, you didn't try goalkeeper last time. I was like, all right, I'm going to try.
I'm going to try this
3
time.
goals. I said, I'm going to try and prevent 3 goals. These motherfuckers scored 3 goals on me, dude, and they were sick. I couldn't believe it. And they're like, Coach, you let 3 goals in? I'm like, yo, I was working, man.
I was doing work.
I was working back there.
Doing work.
This one kid megged me one-on-one. I was so embarrassed. I was like, there's no way this kid's getting it between my legs. I was like, damn.
Yeah, you put them balls right through your legs.
So, future is bright. Future is bright with these little ones, man. Future is bright. I was impressed.
They got a good coach, though, man. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. You know,
good little club there.
You brushed off on them a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it wasn't your usual crew, you know,
No,
they were like, "Oh shit, Ocho's out here."
Oh, Coach Ocho.
Fuck. Fucking right.
Got to show up.
Fucking right, baby.
Might give me a contract.
Gotta show up or go home, baby. Well, we ready to show up or go home today. We got a special guest. We got to break down some Champions League.
Yeah.
First of all, break down those first leagues, and then we got to touch a little bit of Europa because that's getting a little weird too.
Hey, it's getting important now. We actually care.
It is.
You know.
Right. Exactly. They put all the Champions League trash in there, you know, at first, and you're like, that's why we're like, yeah, whatever. But now it's getting nice and juicy. So we always like to jump in.
Do we have?
Time.
I think we've got a guest on the episode today,
we
right?
Do.
Who
we
is
do.
this guest?
We need to introduce my man, Dan the Man, the 16-bit prick. Please go follow him on Insta. He started following us. I started following him. We made a little friendship overseas. He is all
over
the way.
What was the friendship built on?
First, it was built on one of our posts that we did on I think it was like FIFA.
Yeah.
Something like that. We did.
Yeah.
I started doing it was FIFA. I started doing throwback FIFA, right? Like FIFA International, like Super Nintendo, right?
I think it was FIFA 99 was the first one that I'd done.
Yep.
And we just ended up getting chatting for there, I think.
You know what? You're right, because I remember seeing that and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I haven't met another person who's actually played this shit, and I used to play it on PC
all the time.
And I specifically remember the intro was fucking Fatboy Slim.
Yes.
Fucking Rockefeller Skank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Check it out now.
Yeah.
So brother, check it out.
No. Should have done that as the intro. Shit. What am I thinking?
We will get there.
I'm slipping.
That would be a brilliant intro, that.
Well, I got it coming just for you, my friend. And like we said, go follow this guy. He likes some video games. He's also a big wrestling guy. I used to be a pretty big wrestling guy back in the day. I still get drunk and I'll go on YouTube and watch like The Rock talking shit to people, and I'll just like die. Like,
well, he was the best at
he was the best,
just talking shit, dude. I think I showed Hugh recently. Do you remember the time he was going off on John Cena and he wanted to give John Cena an American history lesson, and they were in Boston and they were at the harbor. So he was doing like a Boston Tea Party, and he had all of John Cena's shit on a table, like all his merchandise. And he
I
just
don't
kept,
think I've seen that.
Oh,
I need
dude.
to see that, though.
I will send you the link. It's so awesome, dude. He's like, John Cena cologne. I wonder what 40-year-old man living with his mom wears this shit. Like, throws at the fucking heart. He's like, we're gonna have a little tea party of our own, just like the fucking, just like the rebels did against the British in 1776. And he's just throwing all this shit in the harbor. It's like he's like, Cena T-shirt, bye. He's like, there was
the man.
There was like a John Cena clock, and he just goes, "Hey John, what time is it? Ding ding, time to get your ass whooped, bitch!" He like throws it. He's a fucking man, dude.
So cheesy, but so great.
Oh man! But anyway, we always like to ask a couple questions to somebody who's new to the show. The first question that we'll ask you, I'll let Hugh do. How about we'll rotate questions? All right. The first question we're going to ask you is, what is your first memory of soccer, or in your case, football?
First memory would probably be back in the day. My dad used to take me to Hearts games, like our local club here's Hearts of Midlothian, obviously in Edinburgh. We've got rivals here as well, Hibs. You probably know Hibs. But I going to the Hearts games back in the day when I was younger. We had a season ticket for about 5 years or something. So yeah, it'll probably be seeing Hearts at Tynecastle.
So Dan, I gotta bring this up. We just had another Scottish guest on, and his team is Hibs, Hibernian.
Yep.
And we were trying to get him on for today. Unfortunately, he was busy last minute. But we were wondering, are these guys gonna have the same team? Are they gonna be rivals? We're gonna have to get you guys back on rivalry, Scottish rivalry. That would have been great. But very cool. Hearts. What's the club name? Hearts. Is it just Hearts?
Heart of Midlothian.
Heart of
That's
Midlothian.
what they're called.
Okay, well that kind of answers. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not that much of a follower of them these days, because what ended up happening was later on down the line, my dad took me to an Arsenal game, and I just never looked back after that. Because there was two different completely styles. Like, you're watching Scottish football, and it's always been, well, for the past, 5 years, it's been a one-horse race. Now it's back to a two-horse race that Rangers are back into the mix.
Yeah,
but it's always just been the same team over and over and over again. And yeah, when I went to see Arsenal for the first time, you're seeing the likes of Vieira, Bergkamp, and it's just like world-class football right in front of your eyes. And yeah, it was always Arsenal after that.
Yeah, that's
you've
understandable.
just answered our second question, actually, which is, what is your favorite club? Sounds like it's Arsenal.
Oh, it's got to be Arsenal.
So, is it just that because you went to that game, or is there any particular reason why?
I think it's obviously I think it's down to like tradition with family. Like, my dad, he was a Hearts fan. He used to come up from London back in the day to watch Hearts before I was born. But while he was down in London, he was going to Arsenal games. I think the first Arsenal game he went to was in '75. I think it was. He's told me. So growing up down there, going to the games all the time, and then eventually moving up to Edinburgh. I was born later on down the line. I get taken to my first game, and it's just that tradition that keeps on going. If I ever have a child, they'll be supporting Arsenal as well. Obviously, if they want to, I can't force them. I don't think they'll have the same luxury I did when I was younger watching them when you compare them to now. But yeah, it was easy to fall in love with Arsenal back then.
That's right, man. That's right.
The Invincibles, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Just best days of my life. Best days of my life.
I'd say growing up, like here in the States, we had at that time. I would assume. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
28 now.
Okay, so you're in our age range. I'm 31. Hugh's 31.
Yeah.
So I mean, I remember growing up here. You were either a Manchester United fan or Arsenal. That was like the two.
That's it. Yeah.
Everybody followed. You didn't know Chelsea existed. You didn't know City wasn't doing shit at the time. I think there were a few Tottenham fans because Clint Dempsey, American, was over there. So and that never happened. With Americans doing well over there.
The thing is, like, back in the day, like, the big rivalry was Man United and Arsenal. It always was. Like, see, when I was growing up, when I was younger, it was always Arsenal, Man United. Now all of a sudden it's become Arsenal, Tottenham, because we're sort of, I know we are rivals because we're right next door to each other, but they were never in the mix back in the day because they were always shit. To me, they are still shit now, but we're more shit like with them now. That it feels like the rivalry that we had with Man United back in the day, because Man United are pulling away from us now. So, yeah, back in the day it was Arsenal, Man United. They too were the biggest teams by far.
It was always fun. It was always a fun matchup to watch too.
Mm-hmm.
Just stars aligned. Just both sides, crazy stars. You had people that were larger than football on both those teams.
And
you know what I mean?
The thing is, back then there was like a different passion in football as well. Like, you had the Ruud van Nistelrooy missing that penalty at Old Trafford, and Martin Keown like jumping on his back. It was just the rivalry back then on and off the pitch. Vieira and Roy Keane fighting with each other in the tunnel before the game. Like you just don't get that anymore. It's just it's a shame. Obviously, you don't get it for obvious reasons now, but it was a joy to watch back in the day. Really was.
Definitely, I agree with that. And I wanted to apologize for actually the last question, but I don't know if you saw the tracksuit I got on today, but I went Scottish League at least. I got a little Celtic love, but
oh yeah,
I
see the
Celtic.
Celtic. Well, I'm actually over the moon that Rangers won the league. I thought that was absolutely brilliant.
Yep,
just mixes it up a little bit, you know.
Stevie G came in, cleaned house, and did his thing, and hey.
And the thing is as well, like all these Celtic fans going on about winning 10 in a row and all that. Like my missus' mum's boyfriend, he's a big Celtic fan, and he's always like, 10 in a row, 10 in a row. And I'm like, well, who are you facing? You're facing like
nobody.
You're facing shit like Dundee. Yeah. Like no one's ever heard of Dundee. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like nothing. Like come to the Premier League, see if you can get 10 in a row there, then I'll be impressed.
And good point, because if you think about it, the times they go to Champions League, they usually are knocked out pretty early too. So I mean, they see this real competition, and sure enough, it's done deal.
Oh, they get found out straight away. They get found out right away.
Yep. The only time I've been to Europe, I was in Barcelona, and I was in an Irish bar. So, obviously with Celtic, you guys have a lot of like Irish supporters too, and because I've heard the story on why that is. But anyway, I think they were playing PSG. And this dude was like lividly pissed off that they lost to PSG. And it was bad too. It was like first round of Champions League, and I think they lost like 7-1 or 6-1 or something like that.
Sheesh.
He was so pissed, drinking whiskeys and shit. I thought it was hilarious.
I was hanging with this dude. Too.
Yeah. I thought I was hanging with this dude. But anyway, last question for you. You mentioned a few names right there too. You almost had our next question. Your favorite player? It could be of all time. It could be just right now. Just whatever you feel, or both. If you're feeling like a guy that you really love watching right now, and a guy that you really love watching then, can mesh the two together. Whatever.
All time, it's hard to say all time. From Arsenal, it would probably. I liked Perez when I was younger. Robert Perez, I loved him when I was younger for Arsenal. Henry, obviously, Bergkamp. It's hard to choose. It's too hard to choose. Because, I think we were so lucky in the era that we were brought up watching football, because you had, Ronaldinho, Zidane, Del Piero. There was so many great footballers back then. Ronaldinho, yeah, you've got on the shirt Ronaldo as well. Ronaldo 9 as well.
Yeah.
It's class. Oh, obviously now I'll say Messi because I can see the shirt.
Right.
But, yeah, I think we were lucky when we were younger growing up, because we had some cracking players on the TV back then.
Yeah, we really did. Entertainment was peaking.
Oh yeah, and not to mention,
absolutely.
You mentioned one of my favorites in one of your previous sentences just now. Other than Steven Gerrard for me.
Oh yeah,
definitely, especially what he did against Boys. Sorry, that's one reason I think he's amazing though, because to me Milan was like the best team in the world, and that you do that, it's crazy. But Del Piero, my friend, that's actually.
There we go.
Oh, take it off. Everyone heard that zipper.
Oh, is that a Del Piero
Yeah,
jersey?
I think it is.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it is. See if you can see it.
There it is, number
10.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, right, back in the day, the only other football shirt that I ever got that wasn't Hearts and Arsenal was Juventus. I think it was 03-04. I had Del Piero on the back, and it was the Sky Sport logo, I think it was, that they had, the sponsor at the time. That is a classic top. It was the only reason why I bought it was because of Del Piero, and it was a cracking top as well.
Oh,
lovely.
Yeah.
I'd love to get that again.
We might be able to find that.
Might be able to help you with that.
We'll update you if we can find that jersey.
Yes.
Please do. It's a brilliant top.
It really is. It really is.
Well, ready to rock and roll?
Let's rock and roll. Glasses on.
And glasses are on. Before we even jump in, I wanted to thank you for coming on today, too, my man. We didn't do that. It's very late for this man over there. It's midnight.
Yes. It's 10 to 1 in the morning now.
I'm so sorry about that. But
that's all good. It's all good.
I appreciate you doing this with us. This is awesome.
We definitely do.
So here we go. Here we go.
Without further ado, let's get into leg one of Champions League Semi-Final. This was Tuesday, 27th of April. We had Real Madrid versus Chelsea. This ended in a 1-1 draw.
Drop draws.
Christian Pulisic with the goal. Captain America. Chelsea and Real both had about 50% possession. Chelsea had 11 shots. Real Madrid had 9. Looking at shots on target, Chelsea had 5. Real Madrid had 1. Really quickly, just going into this, one thing I got to say right off the bat is I think Zidane pulled a Pep, and I think he overthought this. We saw him match Gasparini's formation with the 3-man backline. It looks like he tried to do the same thing here. Granted, Sergio Ramos was out, so he was kind of left with some scraps at the back. But Zidane came with a 3-5-2 against Tuchel's 3-5-2. This, to me, proved one thing, that Tuchel is a better tactical coach. It does help that he's got Conte. It's almost like he's playing with 12 men against 11. But I really think after watching this game, Zidane should have stuck with what his team is good at and with what he knows best.
For sure.
Some key mismatches for me was having Nacho and Marcelo being pushed out wide left. You're going up against Azpilicueta and Conte on that outside right for Chelsea. That was the big mismatch. What wound up happening is Conte was finding space behind Nacho and Marcelo all game long. He just had so much freedom to get into space and create problems. I think he had his fingerprints all over the Christian Pulisic goal. No. I'm sorry. He had his fingerprints over the Timo Werner miss.
Yeah.
He found Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic put that ball across for Timo and the miss. For me, this is Zidane's got to go back to the 4-3-3 if he really wants to see any kind of results moving forward. At least it's a 1-1 draw, and it gives him hope moving forward. I'm going to pass it over to Dan. Dan, what are your thoughts here?
Like I said, I was working through the week, so I didn't manage to catch the games live. So I just watched the highlights. So I've not really got much to say about it, to be honest.
What were your thoughts on the highlights?
From what I've seen, because obviously it was just wee bits and bobs, I'll tell you something. I do not rate Timo Werner at all. Since he's gone to Chelsea, I've just not rated him a single bit. I feel sorry for him as well compared to what he was like at Leipzig anyway. So I thought he was a cracking player then, but I don't know if it's just the players that are around him now. I seen that he missed a sitter at the start of the game, and I was watching him today against Fulham. I know obviously Chelsea won 2-0. I was watching bits and bobs of it, but there was like 2 chances that he got in that game that I was watching, and he just completely scuffed them. So I didn't really rate him as a player. I hope Real Madrid go through, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if you don't mind, man, I want to steal bits and bobs from you. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's cool. I'm gonna say that more often. I watched a good bit and a good bob of this. I'll tell you that. Going back to what you said, Ocho, and it's all about these formations for both teams on this. Looking at Real Madrid, like you said, this is why he overthought it, because I agree with you 100%. The 3-man back, 3-5-2, so he put Marcelo all the way on that wing. I think he was expecting to get so much more out of Marcelo than he did.
Yeah.
And when he didn't and it backfired, if you look at everybody, and if I was going to tell you this without looking at this, I could have told you Marcelo probably had the worst game. And judging by the ratings that we're looking at now, worst game.
He's just out of position.
Right. He was asking him to do a little too much. And
let me jump in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just remembered. So from what I remember in this game, Nacho was split out wide left, and typically when they do a 4-3-3, The outside backs go high and wide, and then Cruz or Casemiro or Modric goes between the center backs to pick the ball up. Well, Zidane did something different this game. He asked Nacho to go out wide, and then Cruz dropped in with Varane and Militao to kind of pick the ball up deep and outside on the left. And then what wound up happening is Nacho pushing up into the left pushed Marcelo into Cruz's natural position, and that left the match for Marcelo and Conte. And because Nacho is high up the pitch and Cruz is naturally a midfielder, the space on that back left side for Real and the front right side for Chelsea, that's where Conte was able to get into that space, just like I was saying.
Yep.
So to keep going, Marcelo, like you were saying, had the worst game ever.
Oh yeah, I mean, and good points there too, because that's important. Like you said, he's leaving all this space, trying to do too much, and it was like a kind of a deer in the headlights look for him because it was like, oh, what do we do now that he's not? And then at that point, Chelsea just kind of took over and did whatever they wanted after that. If I had a bet on it, every time I felt like I looked at the TV, if I looked away for a minute, Chelsea was just having fun, just having a little barbecue out in Real Madrid's half. It seemed that way just all the damn time. Yep, we're pulling up the heat maps now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see about Vinicius because Benzema had a hell of a game.
Benzema
was probably the best man on Real Madrid. Not to mention Militao had a really solid game.
Yep.
I was going to say that Benzema goal was a peach. I will say that. It was a great goal. It was an absolute peach.
And he seems like the only one kind of holding it together for him right now as far as goal scorers.
That's right, man.
Like we've said, a couple episodes, you said it, I said it, everybody that grandma said it. If Vinicius isn't going to show up and help him, then it's just not going to happen. And we didn't see it happen. He was almost just kind of non-existent this game. And that's the one thing I'd have to say aspect-wise for him, for me. He's either gotcha goals and his head is just screwed on tight and he's ready to roll, or he's just nowhere to be found. It's never really an in-between for Vinicius, unfortunately.
And this goes back to the formation.
Yeah.
The formation was a 3-5-2.
Right.
And Vinicius was put up top with Benzema. He's not a second striker.
No.
He's not our center attacking
Put him on
mid.
that wing.
He needs to be on the wing.
Right.
And looking at Real Madrid, they attacked 48% down the left-hand side. If Vinicius is in a left-wing position in a 4-3-3, this is ideal. This is what works. When they did the 4-3-3 against Liverpool, he had all of the time and space in the world to penetrate down the line, get in behind that back line, and score goals.
Yep.
When you pair him with Benzema to attack in a two-man striking pair, it really fucks up the flow of his game. Fucks up the flow. That was a hard one for me.
That's what she said.
Looking at these player positions, Vinicius did kind of push out to the wide left, and there was some really great spacing. As we've talked about in previous games, when the average spacing of all the players on this team, when there is some consistent spacing among your formations, it really goes a long way. You can tell it. You can tell by the results of the game which teams are more organized. Chelsea, very organized. Real Madrid, very organized. There's equal spacing between a lot of players, and their average position almost represents the formation that they played in.
Let me jump on the Chelsea train really quick. Just really quick. And the transition game is unbelievable for them right now, and that's scary, man. That's scary. Because let's bring this up before we talk about going to that next league. Marcelo will be missing.
That's right.
The next one because he's got he has a civic duty.
It's like jury duty or something.
Yeah, it's like jury duty here, I guess. I don't know, but he won't be featured. So
did you hear they appealed it and they came back and they said a soccer game is not a legitimate excuse to miss?
Pay us our taxes.
Is that right? I've never heard of that before. A player missing a game for jury duty. Really?
Right? Yeah.
It's the fucking Champions League, man.
Yeah, right.
You have to have an arrest warrant out for me, dude. I'm going to that game.
Seriously, man.
Shit.
Or put me in jail after the championship.
Put me in jail after we play. We'll deal with it then. We'll get the lawyers involved.
Can I not go and I go to jail after we play the final?
Right.
Is that some kind of deal we could work out? Maybe you just pay a really fat fine or something?
Do they not do doctor's notes there? Maybe get him a doctor's note. We do doctor's notes here. We say he's fucking insane. He's not mentally able to do it, But he can play soccer, though. Yeah, for sure.
Jeez.
But no, man. Also got to give a shout out to our boy Captain America, Pulisic with the goal. Just cleaning up fucking Timo's messing.
Man of the match.
Man of the match.
Should have had an assist.
Yeah.
And a goal.
To Timo. Yeah. He
played great. I got to tell you, A long time ago, maybe 5 years ago, a lot of South American friends of mine would talk shit about the USA never being able to produce elite soccer players. And one of these guys went out of their way to tell me, hey, man, I was wrong. Pulisic is elite. That whole USA generation is going to be scary. That goes a long way because this guy, I'm not going to say his name, he's very stubborn. And for him to go back on his word and go out of his way, I didn't even contact him. He went out of his way to reach me and let me know, yo, Pulisic, real deal.
Real deal.
If only Pulisic can stay healthy.
Yep, that's the catch.
That's his only little caveat to him being an all-star is his health. When he is 100%, he is dynamite. And we saw that. He was totally explosive. Real Madrid were struggling. I got to bring up the goal that he scored. Great run. Great penetrating run. I forgot who found him. It was a gorgeous ball over the top.
It's probably Conte.
Nacho, I got to put Nacho in the spotlight here. Nacho decided to cover the goal line and ask Courtois to defend Pulisic. Nacho should have pressed onto Pulisic and let Courtois stay on the goal line.
Yep.
It was a really foolish mistake. Nacho's inexperience as a center back was shining right there. And this goes back into what our friend Piotr said. Champions League is not forgiving. When you make mistakes, you get punished. One more thing, it goes into Sergio Ramos not being there. Guarantee Sergio Ramos in that back line, Pulisic does not score that goal. 100 times out of 100, Sergio Ramos is at least applying enough pressure to allow the rest of his defense to drop in and create a nice back line, make the save, make a negative pass, whatever. The inexperience really showed there, as not only the inexperience as a center back, but the inexperience in a three-man back line.
Back, exactly. Exactly.
That for me was the tipping point of this whole game, was playing with a formation that you're not comfortable in playing in.
You hit the nail on the head there with Sergio. I gotta say, man, if they're missing Marcelo next match, and
Mendy,
they don't get Mendy.
Mendy's going to be back though.
Mendy will be back.
Mendy's a better player.
Do we know if Sergio will be back?
It's a maybe. I saw him post something on Instagram about him like doing some rehab in a pool.
Yeah, I saw him like pulling a truck behind him. You know, things he does.
Right.
Getting more tattoos like while he's working out.
Yeah.
Getting his face tatted at this point.
Doing bicep curls.
Oh yeah.
Like tat my bicep.
Oh yeah. It's like, yeah, baby. I'm ready to pick up some fucking cards, baby.
If Sergio's back, that is a huge boost. If Sergio's back, I think Real Madrid easily walk away with this.
And if he's not, I'm going to take Chelsea.
Not to mention, right, if he's not, I would also take Chelsea.
Yeah.
However, if Sergio and Valverde are playing, I would love to see Real Madrid come out with a 4-4-2.
Yep.
Or maybe, no, scratch that, 4-3-3. But have Valverde be on the opposite side as Vinicius Jr. and Benzema. But on defense, have Valverde just man-mark Conte.
Yep.
Because you need someone that's going to just disrupt his flow, disrupt his game somehow, somewhere or another.
And his flow was slowing.
Yeah,
he was doing whatever the fuck he pleased.
I will say, in possession, he made some silly mistakes in his own attack, defensive third. There was one very early where he passed the ball away to Modric. Modric was able to get the ball off someone's foot, and they almost scored there. But in transition into offense, Conte was unstoppable.
Yep.
Whenever there was that moment where Real Madrid would lose the ball, somehow Conte was always able to find the loose ball and just penetrate deep into space.
Yep.
Like it was nothing for him. And he did it all game long. All game long. So if you have a player like Valverde who can not only keep up with him pace for pace, but the whole game, I think it would really help their chances going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Kovacic was missing. Having him back might help. That back line for Real Madrid looked really good. You're not stopping that Benzema goal. You know, we look at that goal. It's just he cushioned it right off his forehead and just smacked the shit out of it. Gorgeous goal. It's going to really take some special defender to prevent that from happening. As far as
much about it.
Yeah, Chelsea's game on Tuesday, they played a great game. Their game plan was obvious. They executed really well. Timo Werner is obviously a weak link. If he's not in that second leg,
you know who needs to be in, right?
Say it.
You're gonna love it too. Our boy Dudu Giroud needs to be in.
I'm thinking Ziyech.
Put him in. For some reason, or when Ziyech came in this game, though,
yeah.
I will say when Ziyech came in this game, it's a little bit different.
Yes,
a little bit different.
Yes. Take Werner out, put Ziyech in.
Oh, okay, I like that better.
You know what I'm saying?
I like
if Ziyech is in, I think Chelsea have a higher chance because he's not gonna fluff those chances.
That's true. But I'm just throwing Dudu out there because we call him Dudu Giroud, by the way, just because I mean he
won an entire.
I was gonna say I know you have some experience with him, right? It seems like if it's a big game though, you throw him in there and he fucking shows up. So I don't know.
He doesn't need to score goals to be an
effective.
impact on the field. It's the weirdest thing. He went an entire World Cup as a center forward,
right,
and did not score a single goal, and then won it. Like
if you told me they were gonna win that without scoring, your starting forward wouldn't score.
Just any team. Hey, your center forward doesn't score a goal. Do you think you win? No.
Fuck no.
You're
getting out of the group, bitch.
Absolutely not.
They got out the group, all right.
So I think that would work, but on the same token, Chelsea looked really dangerous on the counter. They were quick. They were fast. I think Giroud slows that down a lot.
Yep.
Unless you're looking to play a target man like Giroud, there's no reason to put him in. Sub in Ziyech for Werner and have Pulisic, Ziyech. Havertz might be back. I don't know what the deal is with that. Did he play? He seemed kind of – it was Mason Mount. Yeah, it was Mount. Mount, he had a decent game. I shat on him last episode. He had an okay game. It wasn't the best game. It wasn't the worst game. He did well. He played his part. He made some really great balls in, penetrating balls. But, again, this is that thing. I feel like he's overhyped.
Yep.
Maybe having a Pulisic, Mount, Ziyech, or a Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz kind of attacking three with Conte and Jorginho.
You got to squeeze Ziyech in there some kind of
I think you absolutely do.
Yep.
Chilwell was also very instrumental this game, had a lot of touches in the attacking third, out left on that wing. He was very, very good. And then also can't forget about Rudiger. Rudiger is the one that put that ball in for Pulisic.
Yep.
Fantastic ball.
Yep.
Great communication, nonverbal communication. You could tell Pulisic locked eyes, made the run, ball was played in, and the rest was on the scoreboard.
Pretty weird when your left back is assisting, right? What was something we were looking at?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, here's the reason why. Hugh and I were looking ahead of time before we started the pod. But we remember we were talking about just man the numbers that Chelsea was throwing forward when they weren't on the counter-attack.
Yeah, right.
When they did have possession.
Sheesh.
We were counting what, 7, 8?
Seven
to 8 guys at a time.
It was at least 6 on the 18-yard box in the line, and you had maybe Jorginho like 10 or 20 yards behind them. So they were attacking with like a 2-1-6.
Right. And when you don't have Sergio back there to help,
no.
Take some balls, that. You've got to, I always think that with like big
man.
teams like Real Madrid, you've just got to go for it. There's no point in sitting back because they'll exploit it. Well, any team will exploit you sitting back. So it's good to see just teams fucking going for it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said
Real Madrid are
that.
a big team, but just got to go for it.
I am so glad you said that. One of my philosophies is when you go up 1-0 or if it's a 1-1 and you go up 2-1, a lot of coaches are inclined to just sit back and defend. And I'm like, no, play the game that got you that goal to go up. Don't change anything.
Jose.
When you sit back, Jose, perfect example. When you sit back, you absorb the attack. You're welcoming attack. If you play your balanced style that got you the goal, you should expect more of the same thing.
Yep.
Now, granted, there's the counter argument, but
Jose would park the bus in a fucking fire lane, dude. He don't give a shit. Just like bring it on back. Bring it back. Sit here, ticket me, bitch.
Absolutely horrendous manager. Absolutely horrendous manager.
First and only manager to be sacked from the Super League. I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself, right?
He's a special one, baby.
He's a special one for sure.
Very special.
There was rumors that Milan were going to sack Pioli and bring in Mourinho for the last 6 games.
Don't do that.
There was a cry from Milan Twitter.
No.
Half of them were like, let's do it. The other half was like, you guys are fucking dumb.
You got to be kidding me.
This is a terrible idea. We actually have somewhat of an attacking team, and you just want to park the bus for the last 6 games? Like, worst thing you could possibly do. Thing you could possibly do.
But Zlatan does love the man.
Yeah, he would kill someone.
So, yeah.
He said that. He's been on record saying he would kill someone for Mourinho.
It's true. Would you play defense for him? You pull back Zlatan too?
No. Because today I was watching. The boys won 2-0. Zlatan is like, he just commands everyone to drop back. Like, Drop
look,
back.
I
I'll
got
be
this.
here. Find me. And
What's
it works.
what's happening with Zlatan, by the way? Is he not supposed to be getting banned for football or something? I was reading that about a week or two ago.
It's unclear because technically he is invested in a betting company, but it's through another company. So
All right,
if
investing
it
in that
wasn't
company.
made clear by this other company, hey, by investing in us, you're investing in a company that is involved in betting, I would put the blame on that other company. I would also put the blame on maybe his attorneys who know what his contract is with FIFA. And the fact that this didn't like raise an alarm. Hey, you're betting in you're investing in a company that is a betting company. You know,
You would think that all that would be disclosed, like
yeah,
before signing
exactly.
the deal, obviously, because of football, that's a conflict of interest, is it not?
That's a 3-year ban. FIFA has made that very clear. If you invest in any betting company, it's a 3-year ban. I think Zlatan's off the hook. Just looking at what we know so far, it's not on him.
I will tell
he's
you,
just
by the
money.
way, that sort of shenanigans does go on in football. I remember years ago I was in the pub and Hearts were playing, and someone knew someone who was playing for Hearts, and they asked them to take a dive at a certain time to get a booking.
Wow.
And everyone, and well, the majority of the people in the pub going to the bank, £1,000, boom, into the bookies, so and so to get booked, blah blah blah, and it happened. It does happen, honestly.
Oh.
It does happen.
Holy shit! Yeah, but see, that's a different level because that's pub talk. You know, like what happens in the pub stays in the pub
yeah.
kind of thing. You know, like I don't think this story will ever. No one will ever tie this story onto what actually happened. You know, to get that guy in trouble. No one will ever find out. There's no paper trail. It's just strictly word of mouth. Like, hey, go put your bets on this guy. He's gonna flop and get a card. You know, like
Fuck up tonight.
that's the shit that doesn't get caught. It's when you invest in that betting company. That's when you fuck yourself up.
Man,
That's-
there's that part of me, man. It's like my heart is like could never do that. But then if you told me how many pounds we're talking,
yeah,
I'm about it.
money talks.
Yeah, I could fall.
Money talks.
I could fall awesomely too. I could pretend to break. I could do a Neymar, dude. I'll be rolling around all fucking day. All right. Speaking of Neymar,
Speaking of Neymar, let's move on to
Yeah.
the Wednesday game, leg 1. This is PSG Man City. Boy, what a game! This was one of the most exciting games I've seen in a long time. This is PSG Man City. Man City walked out of Paris with a 2-1 win. Man City had 60% possession to PSG's 40%. Even on shots, Man City had 11, PSG had 10. Shots on target, Man City had 6, PSG had 4. Looking at these lineups real quick, Pochettino came out with a 4-2-3-1. Really like this. Neymar is a center attacking mid, Mbappe is a center forward. And Pep's typical 4-3-3 with Mahrez, De Bruyne, and Phil Foden up at the front three. Really quickly, just want to say I think PSG started off as the better team. I thought they really dominated possession to start, and as the match went on, I feel like they just kind of lost control. That first goal, super lucky. I don't think that was intentionally. I don't think De Bruyne was intentionally trying to put that back post, and
He assisted himself.
Right, he assisted himself. By
the way,
go ahead.
like you were saying earlier with the, things will get exploited if you mess up in the Champions League. I think that keeper had an absolute shocker, by the way. I know that he was anticipating someone to get on the end of that, but he just stood there and watched it. I thought it was shocking for the keeper. Good on De Bruyne, though.
So,
like I said, it looked like a cross.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did. To add on to that point, when I watched it again, I just watched the game last night and this morning. At the very beginning of the game, De Bruyne was in the same position, off to the left, kind of like 30 yards back. Same exact ball, outward swinging ball to the back post. Navas had to make this really uncomfortable save where he almost slammed himself into the goalpost. I don't know if you remember that. Someone got on the end of it. It might have been Mahrez. Mahrez might have got on the end of it. In order to make the save, Navas slammed himself into that post. For some reason, I immediately thought, did he just hurt himself? Because when that exact same ball came in, he was almost hesitant
to do
to
it again.
slide and like slam into that post again. It made me think that initial cross where he slammed into the post
Fucked him up.
maybe like fucked with his head, maybe like made him hesitant. Because you're right, that was an absolute goof of a play. He didn't even move his feet. He just kind of watched the ball rotate.
He just watched it.
It was the strangest thing ever. And then to go into the second goal, again, very lucky. Somebody had texted me like, wow, what a great goal. I was shocked. I was like, are you telling me Mahrez was intending that there would be a hole to open up in the wall? He intentionally shot the ball at the wall right there, anticipating it would split? I was like, you're fucking crazy. That was luck.
Which on the flip side,
if it hadn't have gone in, it would have been a shit free kick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just luck.
Novice is sitting there like, oh, surely the wall's got it.
Surely.
And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, shit, there it is. Oh, damn it.
And he made an incredible effort to almost get a hand on it.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. It almost reminded me of that Chesney against Porto.
Yeah.
When Ronaldo let that ball go through. But, and then immediately after that, Riyad Mahrez free kick, 71st minute. Idrissa Gueye, red card, 77th minute. You gotta do better here as PSG. I'm gonna lean on the captain a little bit. I've been talking Marquinhos up so high. He's been making me look good on the podcast. He was a key player in this match, but right there, after that first goal, that's when you have to be a leader. Tell your boys we're the better team. That was a lucky goal.
Let's get another one.
Next goal goes in. That's when you've really got to amp your team up. Calm down. We're the better team. Keep the intensity high, but don't do anything stupid. And they lost their cool. Neymar almost got a second yellow. Thought he was going to get a red card as well. He played a great game in my mind. Mbappe as well. I thought he had a really good game. Just didn't get on the score sheet. So, overall, it looks like they were average. Neymar had a 6.7. Mbappe had a 6.4. Man of the match here was Mahrez with an 8.7. And this midfield, I got to give credit to Man City. Silva, Rodrigo, and Gundogan held it down. They did a good job. They were overloaded quite a bit in the midfield. Verratti did his thing, kind of picking up the ball at the left side of the field. They managed really well against possession. The most challenging part against PSG is defending the counterattack.
Yep.
And you only had one goal, and it was a corner. So they did their thing. They prevented the counters. They stopped the possession through the midfield. Look for Pochettino to really come out swinging in the second leg. What are your thoughts?
Let's go back to Neymar for a second, man. This is it's beautiful, beautiful. You hit on most of the points I wanted to say. We forgot to talk about our boy Verratti, who should have done a little better too. But I gotta say, man, this is just me. This is me personally. A lot of people might not agree with this. With Neymar, for me, I don't like him in the center at any time.
Really?
I really don't.
Really?
I just think he's more himself on a wing. Because, with him, it's speed, it's finesse. It's not all, and speed and finesse is great. But you're asking him to possess. You're asking him to create. And I just don't I don't like it that much with him. I'd rather see Verratti in the center and let him create. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those two should have been flipped some kind of way. But also, what is this formation we're coming out with all of a sudden here? You know what I mean?
You don't like 4-2-3-1?
I do.
That's
just
Coach
not
Hugh's
the way he
favorite
lined
formation,
it up.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I see where you're going. You want to put Verratti as a center attacking mid and Neymar out wide.
Put Neymar out wide.
There you go. So you have Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria as your wingers, and Verratti. Okay.
Because that way it's not you have speed on the left, you got speed in the center with Mbappe. If you had speed on the left with Neymar, it wasn't like it was just like condensed to the center.
Right.
It was almost like City knew that. Like once they got the first goal scorer, they're like, all right, cool. So they've kind of been, like you said, they started off really hot, coming straight at City, which we wouldn't expect anything else.
No.
But to me, PSG, their biggest strength to me is the speed. We saw how well they do on counterattacks and things like that, but to me, just take advantage of that speed. Open things up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So I couldn't get down with that. I liked Marquinhos. Shit, put Marquinhos in the center, dude.
Keep him where he is.
Keep him where he is.
Keep him where he is.
But even I just think there was better options other than Neymar. And there's another thing we discussed for a show. It seems like Tuchel, as well as Poch, they really want Neymar to do a little more. When in my opinion, I don't think he has to. I really don't think he has to. Just get open. Let's feed you the ball. Put it in the back of the net. And as we saw recently, he's had multiple chances where he's either thinking about it too much or he's not thinking about it at all. Just let him do his thing, and it's going to come to him.
Thinking about one of the points I made in an older episode when Neymar was injured, and how I was saying that because he was injured,
better.
PSG would be more free-flowing because he demands touches.
Right.
And when he takes touches, it slows down the attacking movement.
Right.
I noticed he did that a lot. They would be on an attack going from middle third to attacking third, and he would get his foot on the ball and take 3-4 touches, and Man City was able to drop in and set up.
Right.
Maybe tell Neymar, hey man, you need to be moving that ball faster,
Right.
whether it's on the pass or on the dribble, because he would receive the ball and then just kind of slow everything down, and everything would just kind of come crashing to a halt.
And then
to
also,
add on to your point, I agree. You know, maybe you're asking too much from him.
You also got to throw in the mix, you know, and you already know, like, he's not my favorite player in the world, but I think he's a great player. I think he's up there. I just don't like his style. But
Who's Neymar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is too, like when he does get the ball, what does the other team think? All right, cool. I'm gonna foul him really quick.
Yeah.
Or I could breathe on him really quick. He's gonna fall. We'll get the foul. We could reset.
Yeah.
Every time he touches it.
That's a very good point.
You know, we could reset. We could get. And how many times did he do that this game too? Like there was a ton.
Let's check. We can see how many times he's been fouled.
Yeah.
Dan, while we're looking this up, do you have any thoughts? Did you catch this game? Did you catch the highlights? Give us some thoughts here.
Oh, it's just the highlights I've seen, much like the other game as well there. I always think as a neutral with games like this, it's just a joy to watch.
Absolutely.
It was the same with the games before against Bayern Munich. It's just fast-paced, intensity, non-stop. It's world-class football. It's just a joy to watch as a neutral.
Definitely.
So I couldn't really say about it, to be honest. It's always good to watch.
In your mind, who do you think was the best player for PSG, and who do you think was the best player for Man City?
Well, from what I've seen, obviously just for the highlights,
right?
They didn't show that. It was like a 5-minute clip, so it doesn't show too much.
Okay.
But I'd probably go De Bruyne just for the goal.
Yeah.
And for PSG, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Like I said, it didn't really show that much.
True.
But an enjoyable game just from the wee bits I've seen. I would have liked to have seen it properly, mind you, but
in the future, if you ever want to get like a stream, we've got an account with our Footy Fetish account where we can watch all these games on demand. Just shoot us a text. We'll shoot you over that information. You can watch the whole game, whole 90.
But I see, I've got all that kind of stuff in the house here, but it's just when I'm at work. Like I was early last week, so I was getting up at like 3 a.m, getting home at like 1 o'clock, and then having to stay awake till like 8 at night. It just wasn't happening, So
no, I hear you. We actually, the games for us come on at like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and we're at work, so we can't watch them live as well. But we like to come home and just like I throw it on when I'm like making dinner or something like that, just to kind of get some idea of what was going on.
And I had it on in the background, and like I have to make a lot of calls for my job too, so I'm sitting there just like, oh, hi, how are you doing today? Oh, how are you doing today?
It's a great day, isn't it?
Oh.
Did you say Neymar? Did you say? Is that what? No, sir. No.
Can I speak to Neymar? Oh man, yeah. So it's tough for us over here too. We always have to pretend like we're actually doing work,
right?
But it's tough. It's tough. My old job, I used to have to like look over my shoulder and be like, "All right, cool."
You're like put headphones in and just like
the Juve fan right here. A couple years ago, the infamous, we were down 0-3 to Real.
Oh my god!
And they come back and tie it, and then Buffon gets the red card and shit.
Oh my god, man!
I broke my phone at work. So I was just like, not again to fucking Real Madrid, you motherfucker. Like, I remember the next day I came in, my coworker, she's like, Mike, have you tried to use this phone? I was like, nope.
No, it was not me.
Didn't try to use it. I can tell you that. That's all I'm saying. Didn't lie. I just didn't use it. But yeah.
About this game, real quick.
But yeah, go ahead, man.
What would you change for PSG? What would you change for Man City, if anything at all?
Exactly what I just said, dude. Just swap Verratti and Neymar right there.
That's all you. Okay,
That's
so
I like the formation too. I like the 4-man back.
Where
Marquinhos, he's gonna go up, but he always gets back.
Yep.
So that's great.
He just doesn't make mistakes. I
Right.
think that's what's so valuable about him. Yeah.
Right.
And he's got the touch of a midfielder.
Yeah, and Di Maria does his thing over there on the other wing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, why would...
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't Neymar usually out on the wing anyway? I was quite surprised to see that. I always thought he was out on the wing most of the time in games.
What I can tell you, and it's just coming back to me as we're talking about it, I think the reason Pochettino did this is because when they dropped in on defense, if Neymar is out there on the left wing, you're asking Neymar to drop in with a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-4-2. And what Pochettino did was on defense, Verratti was dropping into that midfield line with Di Maria. And depending on which side of the field the ball was on, Neymar and Mbappe were kind of squeezing into that midfield line to where they were almost dropping back with like a 4-6. And if it wasn't a 4-6, both of them were kind of in front, just kind of disrupting any play that the Man City backline had. So I think that's the reason that Verratti was out on the left, is that so when they did drop in, Verratti was out there in the midfield line on defense, and you had like a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1. But that's easy to fix.
Yep.
Move Neymar out on the wing. When you drop in on defense, tell Paredes, you slide wide, have Verratti drop in between you and Di Maria, to where you have the midfield line be Di Maria, Gay, Paredes. Di Maria, Gay, Verratti, Paredes.
Yep.
And then still you allow Neymar high on the left wing or high floating in the middle, because I personally like having Neymar floating into the middle of the field.
Yeah.
When your team drops in, because if PSG can steal the ball, he is closer to the midfield to pick up the ball and then immediately look for Mbappe on the counter.
It's true.
If Neymar is out on the left-hand wing, you're relying on winning the ball on the center or left-hand side of the field. If the ball gets one on the right, then Mbappe has to drop in, and then Neymar makes the counter. It's not as effective having Neymar make those through ball runs.
Right.
You really want Mbappe on the end of those counterattacks.
Those two, yeah.
So if you can have Neymar in the center of the field to pick up any kind of turnover that's achieved by PSG, it's really effective for Neymar to pick the ball up, turn into the attacking direction, and find Mbappe. That's the only reason I can think about having Neymar as a center attacking mid.
Yep.
Because we saw it have success against who they play last. Fuck.
Who did they play last? Bayern.
It was successful against Bayern. There was one game he had 2 assists.
Yeah.
So that has proven to work, especially against one of the best teams in the world, the previous Champions League final. Not having Lewandowski is not going to be a reason that Neymar has a bad game.
Right.
Neymar was able to have a good game against a healthy Bayern Munich.
Yep.
Playing that role. So Man City is on the same level as Bayern as far as their backline, their midfield. There's a very strong backline, very strong midfield.
Super hot right now, too.
Super hot.
Tommy.
Just
hot team.
Hot team. Gay has a red card.
Yeah, I was going to say, so what do you do about that?
I think you bring in Danilo. That big black Portuguese guy. He is just a bull in the midfield.
Yeah, for sure.
Under possession, he's a little...
I think he got subbed in this
did.
match. You know?
He was the one that, I forget who subbed out, but yeah, Danilo Pereira.
They made that change after the red.
Exactly. It was right after red. And Di Maria came out. Pereira came in, played more of like a center defensive mid. Paredes subbed out. Herrera came in more of as a center attacking mid.
Good to see João Cancelo have a bad game. Thank God. It made me feel a little bit better inside. As that Juve fan. Shouldn't let that guy go.
You don't feel as bad letting him go anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, what a player, right?
I know. I give him props.
It's actually really cool. Looking at Man City's average positions, their average positions was a 2-4-4, where Kyle Walker and Cancelo were outside of Gundogan and Rodrigo, and then the front four wound up being Foden, De Bruyne, Mahrez, and Silva. So very, very aggressive average positions for Man City. Love to see that. Looking over at PSG's average positions, I was just looking at it. I completely forgot what they were. Bear with us for a second. Player positions. Who scored slut right here? You already know.
Oh, get slutty. Ooh. Oh, stick it in. Give me some who scored. You know what hole to put it in. Oh, my God.
This was it looked like PSG had like a 2-4-3-1 almost. Verratti, Neymar, and Di Maria kind of having that 3 right behind Mbappe. Love seeing Mbappe as a center forward. We're used to seeing him as a mid. This is going to be really interesting going forward. I don't think he stays at PSG. Well, let me take that back. If PSG win Champions League, I think he stays. I think Neymar stays. I think Mbappe stays. If they don't win, I think Mbappe leaves, and then we see Ronaldo and Messi go to PSG with Neymar. Hot take. Super hot take.
We love hot takes on the
that'd
show.
be
too.
some force, I tell you. That'd be
Oh,
crazy.
man. There's already rumors. I just saw a rumor. I posted it today on Facebook. Ronaldo looks to be leaving Juve. His contract is a burden for Juve right now, and they're basically begging anyone to take him for 25 to 35 mil, which is a steal.
Big steal.
That is
when
a
you think
steal.
about it.
Holy shit.
They've come out and said anyone can buy Ronaldo for 35 mil. Take him off our books.
United will go ahead and double it.
Yeah,
just to
seriously.
double it. 60 mil. We'll take that.
Messi is also free.
Messi's
So
free.
all you have to do is pay his wages. And if you offload Mbappe, I think Mbappe, if you split Mbappe's wages and give those to Ronaldo and Messi, I think they'd probably be okay. Maybe add a little 10 to 20 mil on. They have the money. The money's not the issue. It's just whether or not Ronaldo and Messi want to team up with Neymar in France.
I can tell you this, dude. I can tell you, I think, I like where your head's at, though. I'm going to give you a hot take of my own.
Hot takes.
If
Love them.
Messi, I don't think Messi's leaving. All right.
Barcelona?
No.
Really?
Because he doesn't have the balls to. Yeah, you fucking heard me on the show. You don't have the feet and the balls to do it, Messi, because the only place you would go if you did leave would be PSG. And no offense to our PSG fans and friends, but come on. That's an easy league. He can run all day in that league. There's only 2 teams that can afford him, right? The other one being the other team right here, City. That dude, he doesn't have the balls to do that EPL. I promise you.
There's no way
totally
he's
agree.
going to City. There's absolutely
No.
no way he'll go to City.
No way.
Yeah, I agree.
No way.
So I did reach out to one of our Barcelona pundits.
Uh-oh.
There was a rumor that Barcelona was going to be re-signing Messi, and this
Not
gentleman
changed.
actually told me that Messi would be going to PSG because around I think January, Messi was able to actually begin talking to other teams about his next contract.
He couldn't do that this whole time.
He couldn't do that prior to January 30th or something like that. As soon as January 30th hit, he and his agent were able to at least field the conversation of what his wages would be at the next club had they buy him. So, from what I know, Laporte is finalizing a sponsorship change deal for the club. If it's successful, it will bring in 500 million euros immediately. That appears to be the presentation Laporte gave to Jorge and Messi last week, pitching him that with that money he would bring either Ney or Haaland. So it all depends on what the sporting project at the end, what's it going to be.
Right.
His opinion, he says, I think the sponsorship deal will be done, but he doesn't think Haaland is available or affordable. He does go on to say that Messi stays at Barcelona if Ney and Aguero come.
Nay.
So there's lots of really great rumors going around as far as Messi's future. I can't wait personally. I'm still under the belief that he'll be at PSG with Neymar and Ronaldo, but it remains to be seen.
We'll
I'm
see.
very excited for this summer.
We'll see. What you think, my man?
Messi's future.
I can imagine if he goes to PSG, and if you say with Ronaldo as well, I think that'd be a dream for everyone to see, whether you're a fan or not.
Yeah.
Pretty damn cool.
I think it would be cool, yeah. It absolutely would be cool.
Give the people what they want.
Exactly. We'll see if they can coexist, personality-wise.
Messi stay on the right. Could you do that? Whoa,
Yeah, there might be
That's
too
it.
many egos there, like.
Right.
I think Pochettino. I like what the analogy you said last episode about Pochettino versus Pep. He had a great analogy
the
last
restaurant?
episode. Yeah, the restaurant owners. Pep is the micromanager, making sure that someone is putting the food in the microwave and typing in the numbers for them.
Make sure the temperature's right.
And yeah, doing the temperatures on all the plates and walking up to all the guests. Pochettino maybe shows up for 10 seconds every week just to go, hey, how's it going? All right, see you later.
What's up? Y'all slapping that food on the plate?
You got these two totally different.
How's the bar? Give me a beer while I'm
Yeah,
here.
give me a beer while I'm here. All right, peace out.
Yeah.
You got
All
any
right,
tips?
guys.
Yeah, here. I'll take those. Thanks.
Bye, guys. It's been fun.
So I think Pochettino is a manager that can handle egos. We saw him do it at Tottenham. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are some high-quality players there. He did struggle with Eriksson and who's that center back? There was that big controversy about someone sleeping with someone else's girlfriend. And
with Icardi.
No. But Icardi, yeah, another one.
No. Eto didn't get along with him well either. Eto claimed he started fucking rumors about him
Pochettino?
to get him out. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking Pep.
No,
No,
talk
don't
about,
listen to me. Jesus.
Pochettino was able to handle some
Yeah.
egos at Tottenham.
Yeah.
You know, you got Harry
Because
Kane.
he does have that cool.
He's so cool.
talent,
He's
you're
so
right.
calm. He's so cool with everyone.
So guys, we're gonna make it
Um,
happen, baby. Come
yeah.
on, we're gonna make money. We're gonna make money. Score goals, we make money.
We kind of got derailed there. Let's just go around the room, get some predictions for this leg 2. We'll go with Real Madrid versus Chelsea. It's 1-1 on aggregate. They're going back to Stamford Bridge. Dan, what you got this second leg?
I hope it is Real Madrid that go through, but they're going to Stamford Bridge, so I don't know. It could be a tough one. It'd be interesting to watch, actually. But I hope that Real Madrid go through.
I would agree. I hope they go through. I think they will go through. I think Zidane is going to adapt tactically to what Tuchel brought. I think he's studying the film.
It's definitely a slap in the face wake up call for him for sure.
For sure. Like Zidane, you're going up against another great coach here.
Yep. Cool. The Marcelo project didn't work out. Well, you don't have to worry about him next game.
Right.
So
exactly.
So
yeah,
cool.
you find someone
Start
to
from
replace
scratch. Yeah.
him. If Sergio Ramos is in, if Valverde is in, I think this is a guaranteed win for Real Madrid, especially if they go with a 4-man backline. Carvajal looked great.
Yep.
He was a key player for me. I forgot to mention. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Man, if I'm gonna kind of teeter on that line, it's leg 2, man, leg 2. You know what's great about long legs? They got feet at the end of them. I love me a foot. And here at the footy,
I was like, where could you possibly be going there?
give me that footy fetish, baby.
Hey.
So I'm gonna stick kind of what you're saying there. If they don't have Sergio back, dude, I'm gonna go Chelsea.
I agree.
Because
Yeah, if they don't have Serge, it's Chelsea all day.
man, the way Chelsea has been looking, man, domestically, they look on fire. Tuchel's on fire. That was a mistake to get rid of him at PSG. What, because you're sitting in 3rd place in fucking November or whatever it was? Like, calm down. Get the fuck out of here. The counterattacks, these are both counterattacking teams, so that's why I was really excited about this. But City, Jesus Christ. Chelsea, they seem just more comfortable than PSG does right now. And like we said, PSG kind of jumped out early in this match, but it's all about how you finish. So I'm gonna keep it with Real Madrid, pending that Sergio's back.
Yeah.
But if not,
I just don't want another 2 English team final. I'm just not interested in that.
he loves you now for today.
Thank you so much, Dan.
I'm not wanting that.
Oh my God, how many times have we seen Chelsea Man City? Don't want it.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Give me
I'm not
something
interested
new.
in that.
Thank you, please.
Not to mention we mentioned the last time it happened with Liverpool and fucking
Snooze
Tottenham
fest.
was fucking fall.
Total
My
snooze
brother
fest.
fell asleep during that game. I woke him up. He was like, "Oh, it's still 1-0."
I raised a bit of hell at a wedding because of that. It was my girlfriend's pal's wedding, and you know, like at weddings when they do like the whole speeches and all that nonsense while you're having something to eat. Anyway, me and this boy were at the back of the room drinking beer and vodka and that, and he had this iPad set up with the game on. So anyway, the best man gets up to do the speech, and within the first minute of the game, they get a penalty, and I'm jumping up like, "Fucking get it up, you fucking dicks, come on!" And the whole room just turned round and stared. I was like, sorry.
Champions League final. Big deal.
Questionable PK. Sorry. Questionable handball. Like super early for that shit.
But yeah, it was a boring final though. It was shit.
So shit. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't. I would love Chelsea, PSG. I would love Man City, Real. Any combination that's not Chelsea
Real.
Man City.
Yeah.
Give
Love it
it
anyway.
Chelsea Real's right
Chelsea,
now.
yeah.
Semi-final.
Chelsea Real.
We're watching that one right now.
We'll take that one right now.
Yeah. Let's move on to this next game.
There's something else we got to talk about, yeah.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
You know who we also have a guest that we didn't introduce
Who's that?
last episode.
Who's that?
Tony Montana.
But he's not whacking anybody yet.
I know, last episode.
The last episode?
Last episode. Anyway, so we got the second game here in the semifinal, PSG Man City. Dan, I'll pass it over to you again. Who do you think will take this one away?
Oh, it's hard to say. I'm probably going to say Man City, just from listening to what you guys have said throughout this. It's like I said, I never got to see the whole game, but yeah, Man City. be some final as well. Man City against Real Madrid if they go through as well. So
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I
think that Man City might win this. To be honest, the whole tournament. I mean,
I think you're right. If they can get past PSG, we said this in the last episode. The winner of this game, we believe, will win the Champions League, whether it's PSG or Man City.
This is the tougher tie, I think, out of the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I totally agree with you. I think this is the tougher tie. If Man City can get past PSG, PSG beat Bayern, so Man City gets to say, "Hey, we were better than Bayern and PSG."
Yep.
They were a couple of great games as well.
Yeah, geez, what another great tie there.
The depth with City too, man.
Oh man,
like Gabriel Jesus was on the bench today.
Aguero,
this game.
Yeah, you had fucking Sterling. He didn't even play.
They're doing this without any strikers.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I've been saying for years about Man City is the starting 11 is shit hot, and then you look at the bench and you're just like, how can you beat this? You can't compete with Man City, I don't think.
Right.
The caliber of players that they've got just sitting there doing nothing. And you think, holy shit, we could do with someone like that.
It's a whole other squad.
Sterling.
Yeah, it's another starting 11. So, for me, I think...
Yeah, what do you think? What you got?
My heart tells me PSG will pull through because I have so much faith in Pochettino. I think Neymar and Mbappe turn it on. I've been waiting for them to just flip the switch, and they have not been able to do it.
I'm glad you said that, too, because they're going to have to because they need 2 goals.
That's right. It's got to be 2-1.
It's got to be 2.
Can't be 1-0. It's got to be 2-1.
Yep, City's got the away goals on the 2. But man, it's so crazy, though. Like, Pep's just like, fuck it, man. We don't need a number 9.
The thing is, as well, can I also say that I would love if Pochettino did win the Champions League with PSG.
That would be pretty
funny.
For
the fact that, obviously, he was with Tottenham.
Right.
So, I just think it would be hilarious if he won it because, like I say, I always think the Tottenham are shit.
Yeah.
And to be fair, as much as I don't like Tottenham, I did rate him as a manager, but I think you can only be as good as the players that you have in front of you. Yep, and I think that he has that with PSG at the minute. So, I kind of hope that PSG win it now as well. Just fucking get up them. Get up the Tottenham.
Yeah, they never wanted to give that man any money to spend. He was over there. He must love his life right now at PSG.
Oh, God, two most expensive.
Wait,
players
I can buy players?
No, seriously. Well, he came in mid-season as well, so you haven't even seen him with a summer at PSG.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you're right.
Can you imagine Ronaldo, Messi going over there?
Yeah, you're right.
Jeez.
I go play for Poch. That'd be fun.
Messi is Argentinian.
Yep.
Poch
is Argentinian.
Is Argentinian. Di Maria is Argentinian.
That's
Paredes is Argentinian. I think you give Neymar some comfortability. I'm sorry, Messi.
Yep.
I think you surround him around some Argentinian players. I think he's comfortable. Yep. Everyone talks about how he's comfortable at his Barcelona shell. He won't leave. This is a team where he would feel comfortable.
Yep.
Here's something that's crazy I've just thought of is I've heard a lot of talk about Harry Kane leaving Tottenham. I don't know how much of it is true. What's the chances of him going to PSG? I don't know how well he got on with Pochettino. I just had a
that's a good point
kind of moment there. You just don't know. I don't know what the relationship was like, but it is. It's
if Mbappe goes,
throw the spanner in the works there,
Dude, if Mbappe goes, could you imagine a Ronaldo, Kane, Messi, Neymar?
Dude, that is a fantastic point that we've not even thought about yet.
Not even thought about that. Poch,
I didn't.
Kane.
I just thought about it just now.
Harry
to
Kane.
piggyback on what you said, Mbappe is going to be the domino effect for this entire window.
For everything.
It's going to be like the draft, the NFL draft. A certain player gets drafted and becomes the domino effect for every pick after that.
Yep.
Where Mbappe goes, if he signs at PSG or if he gets sold, that will be the catalyst for everything.
Boom, boom, boom.
I think if he gets sold, it's going to generate some incredible movement.
Yep. If he gets sold, he would sell. Our guess is to right now Real Madrid, right?
Yep.
Because that's the
they got the money.
If a team keeps coming up in your rumors, I start to kind of attach onto that. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, so then that takes Real Madrid out the Holland race.
Yep.
Right. So then Holland go to City.
Yep.
Barcelona's going to take Aguero apparently. Right. So it's
there's also if that 500 mil sponsor comes through for Barca.
Yeah.
You're going to get Holland.
Yep.
And I remember Holland saying one of his stipulations for joining Barcelona was that Messi is there.
Messi Steez.
So could you imagine having another El Clasico with the two best players in the world, Mbappe at Real, Holland at Barcelona?
Oh, that would be nice.
Give
That'd be
the
nice.
people what they want.
Hugh for president.
Hugh
Ocho for
FIFA president.
You heard it here first.
Oh, God. While we're here, we got to talk about one other European competition. That is the Europa League. Dan, these are your boys.
It's your boys,
The
dog.
Gunners, unfortunately, did not get a good result. We're going to quickly jump over to the Villarreal Arsenal game here. Villarreal won 2-1 over Arsenal. Possession was 53-47 in Arsenal's favor, and shots were even. Dan, do you have any thoughts on this game?
Absolutely shit.
I've been having to pee, but I want to hear this. So
I just don't know what the thought process was behind this. Like, we're in a semi-final of a Europa League. We've never won the competition before. Obviously, we want to get into Champions League. This is our only road into Champions League. And he's piss-arsing about with new tactics we've never tried before in a game that's, quite important to us. You have Smith Rowe up the top, who's playing as a false number 9. As Arsenal, we have never, ever, ever done that before. Never done that before. He's just playing players out of position as well, like Xhaka. I see there he was left side of the defence there. It just didn't make any sense to me at all. It was brutal to watch. Absolutely brutal to watch.
Where's Aubameyang and all this? Is he hurt?
No, he had malaria, I think it was. He came on towards the end. He actually had a chance at the end as well, but he slipped. That was a theme that I've seen loads of during the match. There was players slipping over. I don't know if you've actually watched it, but there was players slipping over left, right, and centre. I don't know what was wrong with the pitch, but players were sliding all over the place. But yeah, Aubameyang had a chance at the end, but missed it due to falling on his arse, which I suppose he can't help. But it was just horrible to watch. Like, they went 1-0 up within the first 5 minutes. Then they got a corner about 30 minutes in. They score that. And you just think, that's it. We're absolutely fucked here. But we were lucky. We got a penalty to make it 2-1, which I don't think was a penalty. I think we kind of got lucky getting the penalty, if I'm completely honest. In today's terms, yeah, it probably was a penalty. But for me, I'm like, nah, there's no way. He left a leg out to obviously to draw in the foul. As he's going down, he sort of puts his leg back out to make it look, like he's been taken down. But I thought it was a bit soft.
Drawing the contact, yeah.
Also, I can see here that what you've got up on the screen here. I think at half-time, Villarreal, they made a few subs, which at half-time, I was like, why aren't we making any subs? We made absolutely nothing. And you ask every single Arsenal fan, and they would have wanted Gabriel Martinelli to be starting, by the way, because the boy's something else, but he just never seems to get a game with us at the minute. Or if he does, it's in short, periods of time, like bringing him on the last 5-10 minutes and that. Like, he's not going to do anything in those, short periods of time you're giving him.
Totally agree. Martinelli is a special player. He should be starting in big games, without a doubt.
Absolutely. If you've not got Aubameyang up top or Lacazette because he's out injured, I know he's kind of back in at the minute, but you've got Martinelli there, his youth, he's full of beans, he's ready to go, he's got nothing to lose, so why are you holding him back? Just don't understand. And here's another thing as well, that through the week during his Arteta's press conference, he'd said that Kieran Tierney was fit, Lacazette was fit, Aubameyang was fit, and out of the three of them, we've only seen one in Aubameyang for the last, well, you can see there, he came on towards the end of the game, and Kieran Tierney, which I think we should have had Kieran Tierney on the left-hand side of the defence, as usual. We should have had Xhaka in place of Ceballos there. And we should have had a striker, because we didn't actually have a striker.
Right.
Smith Rowe isn't a striker.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, Emil Smith Rowe, he came up through the ranks. He's we call him the Croydon De Bruyne. He's from Croydon. The Croydon, the Broyne.
One thing I'm also
Sorry,
seeing is that Ceballos had a red card in the 57th, double yellow red card. In a semifinal game, that's definitely not going to help you try and catch back up when you're down 2-0. I don't know what the red card was, but I can imagine a second yellow was probably like a harsh tackle or an unnecessary.
He stood on the boy's ankle, and he protested it as well. He did protest. He was right in the referee's face, but I'm watching it like, you can't get away with that. But as an Arsenal fan, I can honestly say it was probably a blessing in disguise that he won't be in the next game, because we can get Xhaka back up into his spot, Kieran Tierney filling in at left back. He's going back to Real Madrid anyway. He's already come out and said that he's not fitted to the lifestyle in England, so good riddance, because I had his back for a long time, but for the past few games he's played, he's just been shit. Same as Thomas Partey, I don't rate him either. You know what I mean? It's hard to defend. No, I don't. Like, since he come, there was like a big deal about him coming, and I was like, again, I don't really watch much of the Spanish football. Like, the only time I ever see it, like any of the La Liga, is through Champions League and Europa League. And what I seen with him when he was with Atletico, I was like, he's not a bad player. I wouldn't say he was world class, but I didn't rate him. And he come to us, and I'm thinking, you know what, that might be the player we need. Ken, sort of like a Patrick Vieira. He's got that kind of look about him. He's like big, he can handle himself, but he just looks clueless half the time. He just looks absolutely clueless half the time when he's on the ball. It's almost like he doesn't know where to put his passes. He's absolutely shit at shooting as well, by the way. I don't think I would love to see that his whole time at Arsenal, if he's had a single shot on target. And I'm being serious. I'd love to know if he's ever had a single shot on target, because they always go flying over the bar, like miles over the bar.
You know what it is too? I remember at Atletico, he just, number one, he had so much talent like around him. Too, he had so much help around him. And I also think, this is a thing that happens with Arsenal. I might be wrong. Tell me, but I think a lot of times when they bring a player in, they finally get a player that wants to be there and wants to do this shit. I feel like they ask too much of him, and I feel like they're starting to ask a little too much of him here. I mean, you look at it. He's basically running the midfield. I mean, the whole right side. I mean, that is not close to what he was doing at Atletico. He had Coquet with him for help. Saul. You had Trippier.
Yep.
On that same side, if I'm not mistaken.
Correa.
Yeah. He had tons of help. So you might be right there, because if he's looking around, he's looking for that help he's missing,
Not to mention, Simeone loved to absorb pressure.
Right.
And counter.
He's more of a defensive guy.
He's more of a defensive, not as much a possession type of midfielder.
I think that's what they're asking for.
So if you're asking for a sit back and absorb pressure midfielder to now have possession and be an attacking threat going forward.
Yeah, it's a big switch.
It sounds like he's going to be looking like he has a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah, he's just holding his dick.
Yeah.
Just hold my dick.
Hold my dick.
Hold my dick. Yeah, man. And Martinelli, I'm glad you brought him up, man. That's a name we brought up on this show multiple times.
Yeah,
we're definitely a fan.
Yeah.
Hugh is a big Brazil guy. He goes to Brazil all the time. He's got the Brazilian homies on his side.
Fala Português.
We've had a shitload of Brazilians on the show because of him. So any Brazilian that pops up,
we rate highly. Or at least I do.
He rates highly.
Yeah.
He genuinely is a fantastic player. Like, every time I've seen him, I thought he's brilliant, and I just don't understand why he doesn't get the start that he deserves. I think he's proved himself.
I got a question for you too, just before and then you can jump in. Go. Speaking of Martinelli, this is a Martinelli question, and tell me what you think about this. I feel like we saw him more with Emery, which, by the way, who was on the other sideline.
That's right.
Today against Villarreal.
He was on Villarreal
in this same matchup we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we saw him more then, and he was more like a wing.
Yeah.
And now they're asking him to just be that straight on striker. And you rarely see him, like you said, when he does get in.
When he gets a shot, but he's just not given the chance. I will say this though, while you've got that up there, was Pepe was fantastic.
Really?
Absolutely. By the way, right, here's something crazy, right? what I would have done was Saka at left back, because he can play left back. I would have had Xhaka in midfield. But the thing is, right, it's really weird with Pepe, right? When we first got him, he was always on the right-hand side, and he was shit, because every time he went up the top, he always had to cut back, obviously letting all the other players drag back, so we didn't get that chance on goal. But see, since he's been put on the left side, I think he's been absolutely brilliant, by the way. I rate him big time now. See, when he first come in, I wasn't much of a fan. I thought he was a bit of a fraud. It was like an ongoing joke that I had, like, with my dad, calling him a fraud and that. But but since he's come over to the left-hand side, I thought he's been brilliant. And I thought he held his own in that game, big time. I felt like it was really only him and Saka on the other side that were doing all the business. And everyone else just looked like they were absolutely struggling. Like that, Dani Ceballos, he got outclassed in the midfield. He got absolutely battered in the midfield.
So
and the thing is as well,
Emery probably had. I think, did Emery have Ceballos for a little bit? I feel like he was a coach of Arsenal when Ceballos was on loan there.
Dan, what you think? Do you know?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, probably actually, because
Let's see.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I think he was.
So that would give Emery a little bit of an upper hand. He definitely had the majority of the squad. So when you're a coach of a team and then you coach against them, you know a lot of their weaknesses. When they come out, you can see what positions they're playing and go, okay, I know exactly what I need to do as a coach to exploit that person's weakness. And I'm willing to bet he figured out that Ceballos was a little hot-headed and was like, everyone, go at him, draw those yellows. And sure enough, red card. We used to do this with my 13-year-olds. You'd play against a team in the league, and then you'd meet up with them in the championship, and you're like, okay, remember this kid was a hothead. Just keep jawing in his ear, keep going at him. He's going to foul you. Eventually, he'll get a second yellow, and we'll be up a man. And we did it. We had one where we had gotten a player. Unfortunately, it was a little racist. One of the players on my team said something like, "Can you go make me a burrito?" to like a Mexican player.
Oh shit! And
the Mexican player just lost his cool and started like swinging, and immediately like red card. All right, we're up a man. And we didn't hear it. He must have said it to him under his breath.
Was there a headbutt?
No. No headbutt.
You terrorist whore.
We pulled him over for halftime because he did this in the first half. We pulled him over for halftime. Like, what'd you say? He was like, I just asked him to make me a burrito. We're like, wow, dude. So you're pushing it there. You're really pushing the line there. But look, the fun fact I wanted to share with you about Martinelli was that he was found on a 4th league team in Brazil when he was like 16 or 17. Playing up in like the U20, U21 leagues. Incredible story about Martinelli. I don't remember who it was that found him.
I can tell you who found him.
Who was it?
One of the Invincibles, Edu.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Brazilian as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We had a Brazilian coach on who's a really good friend of mine. He shared that story. And now that you said that, Edu was the guy that had actually found him down in that 4th division team somewhere in Brazil, just like shitting on people. I think he actually found him as like a 14-year-old.
That's nuts.
Like in a 4th division team, just like
14-year-old,
shitting
like,
on
playing with
grown men. Yeah.
Jeez.
Just like absolutely dominating grown men and was like, oh no, you know what it was? It wasn't, he was in a U14 tournament and then he followed this kid up to the 4th division to where he was like 16 or 17 and then was like, we want you at Arsenal.
Wow.
And pulled him over. And I mean, now he's rated very highly over there. So.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah,
did not know that.
Very cool story. Shout out to
that.
Marcelo, coach of Brazil.
That's right.
Not of Brazil, but...
to answer you guys' question, too, Ceballos he was on loan. Well, he's on loan.
Yeah, he's still
from Real.
From Real, yeah.
He went on loan, it looks like, in 2019.
Yeah, so Emery was still there.
So Emery...
Because that was halfway through the season.
Yep.
So this is his second year on loan, I think.
Yeah.
Because that was the 1920 season.
Yep.
This is his 2021 season.
Yep.
Yeah. So I agree with you, Dan. I think you ship him back to Real and watch him sit on the bench and be grateful again. Cause,
I hope we could keep that Odegaard. I like him. When he has his moments, I do enjoy watching him. I think he's like the Mesut Ozil when we first got Ozil. I think that's what he is like. I think that's what he could become later on down the line. Because the first game that I seen him play in an Arsenal shirt, I was like, this is what we've been missing since Ozil disappeared years ago, like years and years ago. So I'd like to keep him. I think he'll be something else years down the line. I'd love to get him.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player, and he's still so young. He's only 22. He was thought of very highly when he was at Real Madrid, when he made that big sign. Glad to see they've let him go out on loan and really grow as a player. And now he's playing in the big leagues. He's in EPL for one of the big six. That's a huge move as a 22-year-old. You're asking a lot from him, and he's able to step up to the requests.
Doing it, baby, doing it well. One thing to take away from this, my friend, I know it hurts, especially seeing your old coach get you, but y'all got that away goal.
Yes.
So, hey, all you need is one goal, baby. One goal.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the Pep disciple doesn't overthink it.
You know, the thing is, I don't mean to go a bit off topic here, but it's very, very bittersweet, this whole situation that Arsenal's in at the moment, because I don't know if you know about our owners.
Yeah.
We want to get them out. The Cronkies, we're wanting them out.
Yeah, shitheads.
So there's a total mix of opinions within the Arsenal camp as fans at the minute anyway, as yes, we want to go through, we want to win the competition, and we do want to get the Champions League, but will that make the Cronkies think we're not going to be selling because we're getting all this money from Champions League now?
Yeah, that's true.
I think that if we don't get into Champions League, we've got a better chance of getting a new owner coming in. We've got that guy from Spotify, Daniel Ek, I think his name is, and a couple of the Invincibles with Henri, Bergkamp and Vieira wanting to come in with him. So it's a bit bittersweet. I think, in all honesty, as much as I'll miss the European trips and going to different countries and watching Arsenal with my dad, I think that we really do need a year out of European football. I think this will be the first time in like 25 years or something we haven't been in European football if we don't go through. But I think it's something we need. But then it's like, if we're not in European football, we can't attract the big names that we need.
Right.
So it's bittersweet. It really is bittersweet. We've had a shocking season, as you can see there. 13 wins, 13 losses. That's absolutely horrendous. I've never seen us that shit before. But yeah, it's bittersweet about us going through if we do or if we don't. I think there's positives to take if we do or we don't go through.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because I think that is the main problem, I think, with Arsenal is when they're not in those big competitions, you can't get the big names. And I haven't seen it hurt a team as much as it does Arsenal, to be honest. There's so many times you hear a big name, might be interested, but if you're not playing Champions League, nobody cares. And
Upamecano was linked with Arsenal.
Good example.
Yeah.
Like, that's one I've never seen a team it hurt that much, and at the same time, it's like kind of like the only thing you can pitch two guys to get them to come to you is like, remember when we were good?
Yeah.
That's tough to do. That's tough to do. Like, at least, United kind of did that for a minute.
They hang
but
around.
still, they hang around.
Europe.
They
They're
just
always
hang
in Europe. Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's Champions League or Europa, they're always somehow in there.
Right. And we were rooting for Leeds a little bit.
Yeah.
I
still like
we like Bielsa. But I had them going at 10th place.
That's right, you did. They're in 10th now.
I hope your boys jump them, but I hope Leeds at least still sticks in 10th, so I could be right about something.
Dan, quick question for you. Do you want to keep Arteta?
You know what? I've been defending him for so long that it's hard to defend. Like, you've got the Premier League table right in front of my face here, and you can't defend that. Do you know what? I really liked Emery, and I just don't think he got enough time, and I don't think he got the backing of everyone else in the club to show what he could do. But when I was watching that game on Thursday, I also seen that was us. Like I said earlier, it was like us playing ourselves, because I seen a lot of Arsenal in Villarreal, and I was like, they're shit. I said, we're shit as well. Like, it was a dreadful game to watch. It was two really shit teams playing against each other. It was crap. It was absolutely shit. So I don't know. I said a long time ago, if we do not win the Europa League, I think he needs to go. I've been feeling like for a while that he's a bit out his depth, and he's not really got a clue what he's doing. Like I was saying, piss Arsenal about with new tactics. He's never played before in a Europa League semi-final. Like, I understand playing those tactics against a Fulham or a Sheffield United or someone like that, but not in a European semi-final. You didn't mess about with tactics in a European semi-final. You just do what you normally do.
Yeah, double down what you're good at and stick to what you've been working on all season long. Couldn't agree more.
He's a Pep disciple.
It's gonna so
he's
overthinking is definitely in his forte.
Yep.
Looking at the other half of this semifinal, we had Man U versus Roma, and boy, did our Serie A boys get an ass whooping there. 6-2, Manchester United over Roma. This is going to be a fun final. There's no way Roma catch up, so we can already just assume Man U. I think Arsenal have the star power to get over that hump and beat Villarreal. So it looks like we'll have an all-English Europa final.
And possibly a Champions League final, too.
No. There's no way that don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I would actually be okay with Man U Arsenal in Europa League just because I think Villarreal and Man U, I think that's just going to be another shithead fest like Man U 6-2. 6-2. Like, why are you in the semifinal, Roma? Are you kidding me? 6-2 in a semifinal? Do you have any injuries? How do you fuck that up? You're a semifinal. If you had injuries, okay, I get it.
You know what's crazy too? Like, dude, so United scored the first one, and then Roma had 2, and they went up 2-1.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, United got like 2 quick ones. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna go back and forth. And it was like, nah.
Halftime talk.
Nah.
You know?
It's like I'll give a wrestling shout out, Dan. It's like our old buddy JR used to say, like, "Bah God, Roma had a family." Roma had a family. They just demolished our ass. Roma had a family.
Yeah, this is gonna be Man U Arsenal. I don't have a dog in the race there. Man U Arsenal. I like both teams. So sorry, Dan. We're being Americans. We have. There's a lot of culture related to Man U and Arsenal. There's really not one that's like above the other over here. I don't know. It's just
like we were saying, earlier. It's we grew up with those 2 teams dominating. Yeah. So it's like
in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool was always in the mention. I feel like they were a really good team around the 90s and early 2000s.
Whenever those 2 teams would take a vacation, like Liverpool would go ahead and fill the void for us over here. So
Champions League.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
But anyway, that does it for Europa. Man U look to be advancing. Arsenal have got a little hill of a climb. Nothing that's impossible. Just got to win 2-1 there. Got the away goal. So
can you pull up the lineup really quick? I just have a quick
for this.
Yeah. Did Pogba start or he came off the bench?
Pogba started as a left wing in a 4-2-3-1.
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes with a fucking incredible game, 9-7, and Cavani with a perfect 10. Both of them had 2 goals and 2 assists. Wow.
They're working on trying to bring Cavani back on another 1-year deal, by the way.
He's down. He already committed. He's like, I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, man. You got to.
Yeah, especially because I believe you're going to be now in contention of Champions League. You're getting ready to go to the Europa League final. So, you're contending for trophies there. That's what you want to do.
Man U's going to have a lot of cards to play, too, because they're going to get Lingard back, and now that value went skyrocketed through the roof. So they can ask whatever the fuck they want for Lingard and see what happens on that front.
Well,
they got Pogba on the end of a deal.
Did they agree with a buyback?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like right now, Milan are dealing with Tomori, 28 mil to buy him outright.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm sure they did.
And I think they're putting like 30, 40 million on it from what I've heard.
Yeah, West Ham's not paying that.
And then they got Pogba on the way out. They could deal too.
Oh, you mean get some money and rebuild the squad?
Yep, because Pogba he don't want to re-sign right now. He's only got.
He said that?
He's only got.
Are you sure?
Well, Fat Raiola did.
Oh, okay. Well, no, Raiola is really cryptic in what he says.
Right.
Well,
so hey, that could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
But as of right now, he hasn't re-signed, and the contract I think only lasts until 2022. So, Ronaldo Pogba swap. Anyway.
You just want Pogba back.
I want Pogba back.
Right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I want to. He's never been played the way he was played at Juve. Let's go back to the way he was played. He was an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
And they've done nothing but
That's
try
what
to.
he does well with.
Right.
For France.
Right.
You had Conte and Matuidi doing all the dirty work. Let Pogba get the ball and have fun with it.
And then you got Jose putting him at CDM. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why? There used to be this great little meme, and it was like this porn chick, and she's like coming, and she's like, "Oh fuck, you're gonna make me CDM." I was like, Pogba. It's exactly. Pogba's like, really again?
Oh God.
Let me score some fucking goals, dude.
Damn,
that's
that's
why you paid the $100 million to bring me here. I don't understand. You put me in a fucking wing?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's more of a center attacking mid,
right?
If you think about that.
Right.
Because those outside wingers, or the outside backs, turn into wingers. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
This has been great.
It's been a fun one.
I think it's time to close it out and call it a day.
Absolutely. And my friend, Dan, we do a couple things to close it out here, but I definitely wanted to thank you for coming on. We never know what we're gonna get coming on, so we always assume the worst. There's been a few times. There's been a few times we've had people on and they're just kind of like
silent.
Like, hey, what are your thoughts? We're like, not much. It's like
one word.
Like,
did you like the game?
You
Can
came
tell
on,
us about it.
You came on this bitch to talk, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm giving you a mic. Talk to the world.
Definitely appreciate all of your commentary and perspective. We love talking to people from Europe because this is your sport. I say we stole. Not only did we steal the sport, but we also stole the word soccer. A lot of people don't know that soccer was actually originated in the UK, and we stole it. So thank you for both the sport and the name.
There's a great little thing I'll have to send you where MLS was trying to say, like, it's called soccer here. They're trying to stick to it.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
Somebody messaged them and was like, well, 10 of your teams have FC in the title.
Oh, God, that's a good point.
Like, go to sleep.
I had a question to ask one of you guys. Was earlier you were saying about when you were talking about Pulisic, how someone was saying that there's no talent coming out of America in the MLS. Now, I'm not familiar with the MLS at all, but can you see later on in the future that the MLS will be like a ground where teams will pick players from that league at all?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask if it's a good league and you see it getting better. I would answer no.
No. I mean, like,
but
can you see bigger teams later on down the line, discovering homegrown talent from America and saying we're taking him? I'm just using Pulisic as an example here, but later on down the line, if you know anyone that could possibly be in the Premier League or La Liga or something like that.
I'll tell you, the commissioner of the MLS has come out and said that he now is trying to transition us to a seller league or a selling league, kind of like a farmers league type of France and Germany type of league where they're not so much interested in competing on a world level, but they're interested in selling players over to Europe to start generating some revenue, to start getting some money into the MLS. Looking at what's recently going on, you got Christian Pulisic went over to Dortmund. His actual backup right now at Dortmund is Giovanni Reyna, whose dad was a professional soccer player for the U.S. men's national team. We've also got Weston McKennie over at Juventus. You've got Serginho Dest over at Barcelona. All of these players came from MLS academies and have been either bought or, chose to make that move to Europe. So to answer your question, I totally see the MLS being a kind of like a farmers league for these European teams, simply because not only are these good quality players, but it now attracts the American market. So Pulisic, his price tag was so high from Dortmund to Chelsea because he's the best American. You're going to have all the American eyes on him for the majority of the season, just like Weston McKennie. Juventus kind of splurged to go and pick him up, kind of took a risk. It's paid off. And there's a lot of youth that now know about Juventus because of Weston McKennie, because an American now plays for an Italian league. And I think the trend is going to continue. I've got this great photo I'd love to post on our social media page that shows every single American that's on a European team. And it's a team, bleachers, how teams will usually do like a team photo on the bleachers. I think it's like 3 or 4 levels of bleachers. Probably 10 players across of American players that are in the European League. And I'm talking EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga. You're looking at the Jupiler League in Belgium. You're looking at the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. We have now really started to send a lot of American players over to Europe. And I think we'll see that translate over into our national team success. I am very high on that movement of sending Americans over to Europe because the MLS, I'm going to say it again, is horrible for developing Americans to play at the global level. We saw us fail to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. We just failed to qualify for the Olympics. It's just a repeating pattern. We don't have the quality in the MLS to grow homegrown players. They have to go to Europe. I hate to say it, but that's the truth.
And honestly, that is the best answer I've heard Hugh say concerning any MLS. Usually he goes into this rant.
I do.
But it's all true. It's all true. Usually goes for like 20 minutes, so you just feel special.
I kept it quick and concise. Yeah.
But no, man, to answer your question on my end, dude, I feel like a lot of what Hugh said, but also my thing with MLS is it's one of those things like they try to Americanize it so much.
Yeah.
And I get why they did, because you look at NFL, you look at NBA, MLB, and they have a playoff system. They have it all exactly. MLS they did it exactly like everything else American that's been successful has done. And that's the smart, that's a smart thing when you're first sitting down, you're like, okay, we got to do this to where something that people already understand. But the problem is that that's not football. It's not soccer. And I'm gonna let you jump back in a second. It's one of those things. It's like, dude, you can't make it something that it's not. It never has been that. To be honest with you, as an American, I never knew how any of you guys' leagues worked over there until I started playing FIFA when I was about 13, 14 years old, and I started playing like the manager modes, and I was just like, oh, I was like, sweet. So like, you could just go out and just buy a player if you have the money, and the coolest thing about transfers for me is how it's up to the player if they want to go. Here, NFL, cool, okay.
It's all drafts, isn't it?
I was getting ready to get to that. It's drafts, which I'll get to in a second, and then I'm gonna pass it back over to you. But the thing that's crazy to me is like that was mind blowing to me, because I could be playing for, let's say, the New Orleans Saints, football team, and tomorrow I could come in and they're just like, yep, we traded you in New York. See ya.
Bye.
Doesn't matter if you didn't want to go. Doesn't matter if you want to be there. And how bad is that for New York? You can have a player that just doesn't want to fucking play. He just play like shit, doesn't care, pissed off because he's had to move his family.
Yeah.
Like they've had no say so in it. It's just it's almost like you're owned.
Yeah.
Like the owners own you.
Yeah.
The teams own you.
Trade you like cattle.
Yeah. Whereas soccer and football, it's like no. You have the final say so. Like you own them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yes, the draft is the other thing that's fucked up for me, because that's why I think, going back to the main point that you were asking us and what Hugh was just touching on, that's why I feel like we're not as good, because we do things so differently than you guys do. If a player at 5 years old is a prodigy at soccer, I'm not going to put him in a classroom. We're going to put him in an academy where he can build on this. And hey, fuck if he can read a book or not. Fuck if he can do math. This kid can play soccer. Let him play soccer. But what we do here, okay, cool. You're going to go through high school. You're a great soccer player, but you still need to go to class. You still need to do this. And by the time they get to college, like, they don't care. They have people go to class for them. And it's just like, oh, cool, we'll just draft whoever is good in college.
Yeah, that's one thing I find it's crazy with, like, I've seen in, like, documentaries with wrestlers and all that, and they say that, like, the only way they could go to a wrestling class is if they hit certain grades in their actual classes. And I'm like, well, why would they be interested in learning fucking French or whatever when they're only interested in putting people in holds and suplexing folks and that? Like, just let them, be productive in what they want to do and what they know. Don't waste their time learning bloody maths and all that. They don't want to know about it.
Right. All right, you think Harry Kane like went to physics class at all? Like, and look at him, he's doing well. The man's doing well. Like, it's crazy. Like my wife and I got in that conversation too. She's just like, I've always felt that. Like, even before I told her that she's not a big soccer fan or anything, so like I told her how it works, and she's just like, oh, I've always felt like that's probably the best idea. Why are you gonna stick a jock, some guy who just only knows fucking football? Why are you gonna stick him in fucking physics class? Like, let him do his thing. If he's dumb, he's fucking dumb. But at least he's doing, like you said, he's doing his thing.
Double down on what
he's
good at.
Yeah. And you had a point. I'm sorry, Hugh.
Yeah. Well, just two things to piggyback on what you're saying. Two more things that I don't like about the MLS. One is they totally threw out the promotion relegation system. We stole the sport. We stole the name. Steal the setup for the league. Right. When you now have a promotion and relegation system, you don't have teams intentionally tanking to get the first round draft pick. Everyone is competing from the first place team to the last place team because there's money on the line.
I'm glad you said that too, because every American I've ever told how that works over there for you guys, they're just like, "Oh man, that's interesting."
Because now your last place team fights to the death, and they become a difficult team to play because they are literally fighting for their lives to stay in this league. That's number one for me that I don't like about MLS. Number two, and this is probably my biggest point, they had the balls to host their season when the World Cup is going on. They decided to host their season on the opposite side of the calendar that every other soccer league in Europe starts. Yeah, they're gonna do it as soon as the Champions League final is over. MLS starts. That's when we're gonna have our season because we're gonna be different. We're gonna try and get everyone that's watching soccer in Europe to watch us. No one gives a fuck about the MLS in Europe. No one.
And they shouldn't.
Why are you doing this?
They shouldn't.
Because now you give Americans the excuse, oh, we don't do well in a World Cup because the MLS season just started. We're not like Europe where they've now gone through a full season and they're sharp, they're ready to go. Whose fault was that? Yeah. Guess what? The sponsor of the U.S. men's national team is the MLS. Yep. So you think they would have helped them out by putting the season before the World Cup? Nope. Money. That's all I got to say. Promotion, relegation, and when the season occurs. Those are two big fuck-ups.
That's one thing I've never understood about the whole promotion and relegation because, like you said, that for me, that's what makes it exciting. So see, usually about this time with the English Premier League, this is at the point where I start watching the bottom teams rather than I do the top teams because you already know who's winning it at this point. Now at the bottom, it becomes more exciting. This is why earlier I was watching Fulham against Chelsea because I kind of want Fulham to stay up. They're going to be, they're playing as a different team now. It's a shame. Looking at that now, I think they're going to go down. I've never been to Fulham's ground before, so I was kind of hoping for them to stay up. I was absolutely gutted with, obviously, with the coronavirus kicking in and all that, and when the fixtures went out for this season. Boom, Arsenal's first game was against Fulham at Craven Cottage, and I was like, fuck, can't go. But they're going to go down. I hope to God they come back up. I've always wanted to go to their ground. But yeah, this is where it becomes more exciting for me.
Right.
Looking at the bottom of the table there, because Man City have pissed this league already. It's just more exciting, I think, at the bottom. Absolutely. Not even just the bottom three, just, the bottom half in general. Teams fighting for it.
Totally.
A great documentary that I watched to piggyback off of what you're saying was, have you seen Sunderland Till I Die? Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. No, I do want to see that, though. I do want to see that.
It's all about them getting regulated, and like you said, dude, it's so fucking interesting to see, how does the front office react to that?
Struggle.
You're trying to get guys to come in to help you. They don't want to be there. The guys you have don't want to be there. And they got relegated, I think, twice. Dude, it's rough. I got addicted to it because I was just like, where do you go from here?
Yeah.
I think Grealish was on one of their teams.
Dang.
He was one of the bigger names they got some money for. And we're talking also about a club that their history, they used to be up there in EPL. But yeah, no, I agree with you 100%, man. I know Hugh definitely does. It's interesting because, and the flip side of it, and then we'll end it on that, but American League again, right? NFL, we had their draft the other night, right?
Yep. Awesome.
Awesome draft. I love it. But the Jacksonville Jaguars had that first pick. And why they had that first pick? Because they were the worst team in the league and they won one game out of 16.
Yep.
So they were 1-15. So you know the problem with that, right? Like you were saying, if you know that you're going to be relegated, you're like, fuck, we're fighting for our lives. But if you're not going to get relegated at all, around the 8th or 9th game that Jacksonville lost, they were like, well, fuck it. We'll just go for the first pick.
Yeah,
we won't even try.
Let's just tank.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
We'll trade. I think the GM traded a bunch of their players just to get draft picks. They're like, oh, cool. We're literally building on next year. You're watching us just not give a fuck.
You're almost rewarding a team for being in last place.
Correct.
Which you could argue that they're trying to make the league competitive by giving the last place team the first option at the best player. See, and for the NFL, the first pick of the draft for the NFL compared to the first pick of the draft for the MLS, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. The level of skill drops off tremendously after those first few picks for the NFL, whereas the MLS it's relatively even.
Fortunately,
You just
right.
fucking reach into a bag and pull out a player.
Oh, cool! I got this guy.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
cool.
it's
Cool.
it's
Who are you?
all right. Yeah, go put on a jersey. We'll see you on the field.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
It's like
Beckham owns the club. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like,
so. Yeah, those are to go back to your original question. I do see the MLS shifting into a farmers type of league where they just start sending players away, and we don't get better, we don't develop, we don't grow. And if we have players continue to play in Europe, then we will do fine on a global stage for the World Cup and stuff like that. But that's what it's going to take for us to do well at the global level.
yeah, very few have gone through MLS and then over to Europe and been successful. I would say Dempsey,
Yeah.
McKinney
Well,
right now.
Yeah, there were some like
There's a few.
McKinney, Adams.
There's a few that they were good from the get go. Like,
True.
You know what I mean?
They were good,
Like,
and then they at a young age they were like, "Let's go."
right,
Yeah.
right, and they did the right thing.
Right.
But hey, to end it all, my man, I dated this chick one time. She's like, you don't like MLS? I was like, nah, boo boo. I watch real soccer. I watch real shit. I watch real shit in Europe. Thank you. like Celtics even better than fucking
Yeah.
MLS shit, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Hearts would beat a bunch of those MLS teams. Believe that. Believe that. But man, we always end the show. We always give a shout out to somebody that you love, like, or hate. It could be anybody. Anybody you're feeling. It could be soccer related. It doesn't have to be soccer related. So, whatever you're feeling, my man. So we're gonna put you on the spot. Who you feeling?
I'll give a shout out to my mate Chris, because he was supposed to help me with my garden today, and the fucking dumb idiot forgot it was his dad's birthday today, so he had to cancel last minute. And the thing is as well, like his dad had a bit of a cancer scare, and thank God that he's all good though. It's all
Awesome.
good. He got the all clear, so he's on the mend. So I said to him that I would have a wee beer for him tonight, and also wish his dad a happy birthday. So yeah, my mate Chris. And
Happy
his dad.
birthday to Chris's dad, and God bless him. My shout out is gonna be to I think their name is the Wycombe Wanderers. They were recently in the championship and just got relegated. Their owner is actually from New Orleans.
Oh shit.
One of the coaches out at the academy that I work at, he is a big supporter of them and might be an investor, not sure, but they just got relegated down to D3, so got to give them a shout out, get them some airtime, and hope they get it back up to the championship.
Just to give you the heads up, it's Wycombe Wanderers.
Thank you, Wycombe Wanderers.
It's
I
Wycombe
appreciate
Wanderers,
that.
yeah. It's all good.
I know they had this this big black striker on their team that was hilarious on the microphone when they got promoted to the D2. I forgot his name. Do you know the guy's name?
Akinfenwa.
There it is. Yes, that dude. I
Yeah.
love his energy. I love his play style. It just totally.
They took one of Hearts' players, actually. Ikpeazu, he's called. So it's Ikpeazu and that Akinfenwa up front for them at the minute. But that Akinfenwa, he's such a cool guy. He's absolutely brilliant to watch in interviews and that. He's just so down to earth.
Yeah,
I think
he really
they got...
is.
Was it like a couple of years ago they won something or they got promoted or something like that, and he was in the interview being like, Klopp, give me a call, I'm waiting for you. I'm like, I love that. He just doesn't give a fuck, but he's so like down to earth and laid back.
Do you know Klopp actually called him and they like spoke on the phone for a little bit?
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that was
seen
so cool.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant, that.
Love it. So shout out to the Wycombe Wanderers.
Wycombe Wanderers, yeah.
Wycombe Wanderers. Booty has now got a shout out for us.
I got a shout out. Shouting out my main man, the fast running horse. My main man, Medina Spirit, Kentucky Derby today. I'm not sure. Is that big for you guys over there? You've heard of the Kentucky
I've
Derby?
never heard of it. No, I've heard of it before in like movies and like American stuff in general. What is it?
It's American and as dumb as you think it is.
What is it?
Trust me.
Tell him.
It's American as fucking stupid.
Tell him what it is.
It is a horse race, and it's basically like the most white privilege thing ever.
Yeah.
But
We've got the Grand National here. We've got something similar, like the Grand
Same thing.
National.
Same thing.
Is that
You throw up money.
fucking 50 horses
Yep.
racing.
Throw up money. I fucking love it. It's the whitest thing that I do. Seriously, I cannot get off of it. Like for years, like probably about for 10 years now. I have to put money on a horse. I research these horses like they're fucking people. It's stupid. Medina Spirit won the Kentucky Derby today. I called my brother. Early this morning. He fucking his ass ate like an edible last night, so he was like passed the fuck out. And I was like, wake up! I didn't know the race was today either. They're very sneaky about it. These white people, I'll tell you that. Super sneaky. These rich white people. I'll tell you what. And I'm like, dude, I gotta hit up my horse guy. I got a guy that, like, we always just collaborate every time this time of year. And I was like, dude, what's been going on? There's this one trainer. His name is Bob Parfait. That dude has now won 7 Kentucky Derbies. So whenever he has a horse, I'm like, money, put money on it. And the motherfucker won today.
And Booty bet on the horse,
yes.
by the way. Booty bet on the horse won. Booty was
What was the
jacked
return, if you don't mind me asking?
I got $250. I put down 25. So 10 to 1.
Nice.
10 to 1, baby.
Nice
that was
one.
the other thing about it, too. These other horses were like, it's like, they're favored to win. It was like 7 to 2. And I was like, ugh, gross. I was like, I like to go like 10 to 15, you know, on the odds. If it's crazier than that, I'll throw up like maybe $3 because like 30 to 40 to 1 odds, you're not winning shit. Like, they're not winning it. Come on. That's happened like once. So, hats off to Medina Spirit. Thank you so much. Small horse, too. Small horse.
Yeah, I backed 2 horses during our Grand National, and one of them fell at the first hurdle, and I think the other one's still running just now.
Oh, man. Yeah, that hurts. Because then you don't know what to do. You're just like, fuck. I don't know if you had something in you. I don't know. Yeah. Well, ladies and gents, we appreciate you guys listening. It's always about the time to open our prayer books. Our little prayer book today is open to a World Cup book. I'm going to give you a nice little World Cup fact. Looks like we're on Deutschland. Let's see. So I got a fact for you. It's coming through. Meanwhile, Hugh, tell them about the acai they can buy.
Thank you. Nova Acai. Check us out, novaacai.com. The most Brazilian, most authentic acai in the city of New Orleans. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Twitter for the Twatters? I think I said Twitter.
Twitter for the Twatters,
Twitter for the Twatters. At Footy Fetish Show. We are also on Patreon. We will be releasing some really cool Euro stuff for those who are interested in following along to the Euros. Booty is just looking at photos right now, it looks like, in a...
I think I have you a final, World Cup
just
final.
give us a score line or something.
Yeah, World Cup final, we had Argentina and Italy. This is 1990.
Damn, what was the score?
In Italy. Looks like it went to pens, or 5-4.
Argentina won.
Or
was that Italy?
Maybe? Shit, I don't know. I can't fucking read.
This book is incredible.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's like World Cup history up in this bitch.
Anyway, folks.
I
think we just miss out on the factoid today.
Yeah, because I can't look, and I'm also looking. Let's see, 15.
This isn't the encyclopedia, by the way.
God damn it!
You grabbed the other book.
Disregard that. The 1990 final was not Italy, Argentina. I don't think. I know it was in Italy. I'm pretty sure Italy won it, but there it is. You don't get a fact today. Well, actually, you know what? Here, close it out on this fact really quick. Oh, that's what I was. See, that's what I was trying to find.
We're already like 2 hours in.
The 1990 World Cup was Germany, West Germany.
There you go.
It's when they were still pretty evil, you know. It's like right after the Berlin Wall, right? They were still evil there by then.
Yeah.
Poor folks.
It hadn't officially washed out. You know?
Right.
Still kind of lingering. Everybody's like, there's kind of a weird vibe going on.
Right. They were still being weird Germans, but I mean, if Germans weren't weird, they wouldn't be Germans, right?
Klinsmann was on that team.
Yes.
Jurgen Klinsmann was
You're
on
correct.
that team.
So there's your
Fun fact
your fact.
of the day.
There's your fact, and that was
1990.
The 8th of July, 1990, and it was in Italy, so we did have that. So, all right. Well, unless you got anything else to add,
that's it, bro.
Dan, we appreciate you, my brother. We'll definitely have you on again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate that. I've enjoyed actually putting names to faces and blah blah blah. It's been good. Really appreciate you having us on.
We always dig the Scottish accent too. It's great.
Yeah.
Don't be rude.
Thank you.
Don't be rude.
There must be something that you've been wanting me to say just to laugh at this whole time. There usually is.
Usually with British people, I want to hear butter. Say
butter.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, same,
like
very similar. Very similar.
Butter.
Water.
Water.
A bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
There it is. Yes.
Love it. See, you make a bottle of water so fucking cool. We can't even do it.
I want one right now. I want one.
I believe James Bond is Scottish too. Daniel Craig's Scottish, right? Pretty sure.
I think he is. Sean Connery was as well.
Yep.
Oh, Sean Connery
See
definitely was, yeah.
Britain trying to steal that from you guys. Fucking James Bond's my favorite superhero. He's my spirit animal, for sure. Yeah, let's see. Daniel Craig, he's looking up now. Here's your last
English
fact.
actor.
He's English.
But Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. OG.
OG.
Well, this has been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. Peace
Or
out.
Football.
Sometimes.
In Scotland.
Sometimes. In Scotland, it's football. Peace out, Boy Scouts.
Peace out.
Yes, he is.